Welcome back, everyone. This episode series here, I'm going to be testing this 90 amp welder. Flux core only. There you see it says flux wire welder. 120 volt, 20 amps. Basically your typical household plug. Make sure that it's 20 amps, the breaker set for 20 amps. Or most likely it'll trip the breaker. But if you have a plug in your garage, most likely it will be 20. But again, check your breakers. So here you go. And if you're new to my videos, welcome. And basically, this my style of videos is basically it's uncut, unedited, first-person view. And it's a step-by-step process for anyone who's interested in getting a 90 amp. And typically when I do things like this, they're new out of the box. So yeah, this stuff is you're seeing it how I'm seeing it, and hopefully you'll get some good info on it and help you out on something if you've been thinking about, or been wondering, or just kind of curious on how this thing works. So let's just walk around it, look at it real quick, so you get an idea what this thing looks like. And so there you go. Okay, just this quick walk around. That's what it looks like. I'll look at the top. I'll just turn this over a little. There we go, and then I'll just turn this on the top like that, so if you want to see what the top looks like. Okay, so it does include, let's see if you can see that, it does include flux core wire, probably like 1 pound or something like that, and so it's not that bad. You know, it's a great starting. It's a great starter. Anyone who's a novice, but at the same time, you don't want to spend. There you go. There's some info right there. At the same time, you don't want to spend the money to get a very expensive, welder, but you do want to experiment with welding. I find that this is excellent because, the price range on this is just wonderful. There's no doubt about it. That's kind of what the picture looks like. Hopefully that's what the product will look like as well. And yeah, for the money, it's very good. So now that I've gotten you all excited and everything, let's take it out of the box now. All right. And oh, by the way, if you get a little bored, because these videos are sometimes long. Again, they're not edited, they're not cut and rearranged and everything. If you really want to know about this, you'll watch the whole thing through. But if you get a little bored, go ahead, skip around. I'll have some things that you could open new links to, and if you want to go on to those, go ahead. Whatever works for you. Not that you do what I'll tell you anyway, but do whatever the hell you want. So, okay, here we go. Well, sometimes this is my camera phone, so sometimes it just cuts off, and well, there's nothing I can do about that. You just have to. You missed it. I'll try to cover it as much as I can. Anyways, let's open this baby up now. Gosh, I'm excited. All right, I'm excited. Aren't you all excited? You get to go through the experience without paying the money to go through the experience, and then And then when you get it, you go through the experience for real, which is really different. There's nothing like getting something that you want, that you know you're going to be using, and you're going to, do something with this that you said, man, if I only had that welder, if I only had a welder, I could do this. Well, here you go. Okay, so basically, let's see what it comes with here. So let's, I know you all want to see, so maybe. All right, there you go. Some quick instructions. Awesome. Guide to tell you about the welds. What's a good weld and what's not. So. Okay. And okay. Use a manual and stuff like that. And let's see what else is here. Okay. Some screws and a tip, I guess. Other stuff. Brushes. Okay, looks like it's all here. That must be the wire wheel, the spool. Okay. So let me put it back in the holster so I can use my two hands. Okay. So. Just go ahead and just set that right here for now. And wow, let's see what's in here. Okay, how am I going to do this? I guess I'll just put it on the ground and pull it out. Yeah, I'll pull it out, put it on the ground and pull it out. There we go. That's what it looks like, looking down on it. Looks like we got some of the wires here, and let's see if this comes out. Nope. Okay. Well, this thing is it's not light, but it's not heavy. So it'll take some effort into getting it out, but maybe not too much effort. There we go. There we go. What else is in here? Looks like a face shield. Face shield. Okay. And the box is now the box is empty. All right. So we'll just put the box away. All right. So we're gonna put the box away now. Excellent. Oh man, I'm just getting excited looking at this. Oh, look at that, brand new out of the box. All packaged pretty. So let's turn this baby around a little bit so we can get a better look at it. Let's get this on over there. Turn this around over here, shall we? Yes. Yes, we shall. Okay. Okay. Let's take this out. Okay. Well, yeah, that pretty much looks like the picture. Yeah, it looks like the picture there. Alright, put this away. And then, what do we got here? What do we got here? We got a lot of things sticking out here. Okay, this is the plug. So, undo the. Let's just see what we have here. Okay, this is the plug. Okay, cool. With that dangle. Here's There's your grounding clamps. Okay, we'll just set that over here on this side, and then you've got here, it looks like your welding gun here, spool gun or whatever I call it. Okay, cool. So okay, excellent. Everything looks like it's in order. Let's check what comes on here. Wow, look at that, shiny and new. Comes with a tip on it already. The nozzle. Alright. I read the directions here, and I think you'll have to remove this piece. I think I believe to get the wire fed through, and then put the tip back in there. So you'll see me do all this, but I just want to give you a heads up. Okay. So basically unboxing, you're seeing everything just like I'm seeing it. And you know, that way when you guys do this, if you've seen my previous videos and my other videos, you know, it's done the same way. And if there's a problem with it, I have a problem with it, you're gonna see it just the way I see it. If there's no problem with it, just to give you an idea, if it's an easy and simple product and it comes out of the box and it's good to go, the length of this of the video, the whole series episode, it's gonna be short. But if it's long and there's many episodes, for example, my 10-inch table saw, which you see here, this is it right here, and if you see it or go to the final review of that series or that particular episode series, you'll see what happened. So there's nothing for me to hide. I'm doing this because, man, I just love taking stuff that really interests me brand new out of the box and just going through it like this, and I want to share that with you. And if you're here watching it, you understand what I'm talking about. So anyway, let's get back to this here. So that's all set up good. I'm going to move the plastic on the bottom here. It's not dented my new welder here yet. I barely even did anything with it, and I'm already breaking it. So I just want to. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Oh man, it's nice and black. Really looks pretty sleek, you know. Black's my wife's favorite color, by the way, so I think she'll like it. She wouldn't mind if I had this in the house, you know, in the kitchen or something. It's black. So, okay, there's a manual here. We'll hold on to this. I've already somewhat thoroughly read the manual online before I got it, so I kind of have a really good idea what to do. I could always refer to Manuel. I call this Manuel. But sometimes he's very helpful, and sometimes he's useless. All right, so let's save this other stuff. So, important thing about welding, if you just bought this thing and you wanted to weld, well, you probably want to get some gloves that, you know, come all the way up to here at least, or some kind of jacket that, you know, goes pretty far down, because when you start this thing, sparks will fly, and yeah, they'll burn through your clothes. So leather is good. Any denim, if you have an old denim jacket, that's good to have. What else? Oh yeah, your face shield. That's really important. You definitely need some face shields. So this comes with it. Comes with a little cheap face shield, which you'll probably never really use, in my opinion, because you'll. I think you'll need two hands sometimes, and it's nice to have two hands, just like I'm having. If I had to hold this camera up I'd be in trouble all the time. But here you go. And this is pretty darn dark. Just to give you an idea how dark it is, let me put it up against the camera and see if you see anything. Okay, let me see here. It's going to be like this. So, there you go. Can you see anything? Here, I'm gonna point this at the sun. See if you can see the sun. Where's the sun these days? There's the sun. There. Can you see anything? Can you see the sun? Probably doesn't help anyway. Anyways, I don't know what it looks like, but you know, that's pretty freaking dark. It's almost like closing your eyes, really. But yeah, it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. There we go. Here we go, and just slip it right in there. I believe that's how it's slipped. Take this and just slip it in. There we go. There we go. Just slips right in. Voila. So there you go. So you got your face shield, your handheld. This is the piece that goes right here. You can see that. It goes right here. So you probably want to get this ready if you don't already have a face shield or a helmet, welding helmet, for you know, the flux core, not the torch type, you know, but you want something to protect your face. If you're a handsome looking guy or girl and you don't want to get mauled by burns, yeah, get yourself go ahead and get yourself a welding helmet. There's all sorts of different kinds out there. Again, if you're just trying it out, just, you know, don't go crazy and get yourself a $1 million helmet. But I'm trying to fit. I don't know if it's supposed to snap or. Anyways, you get the idea. There we go. Okay. See a little piece right here snaps in, and then it's on. I just want to make sure you know, get it on there. You don't want to be welding something and then thing falls off your face while you're looking down on it or whatever. Anyways, from what I understand, this you know, it's not very helpful. But if you don't have anything, you just bought it and you're really eager to use this, go ahead and use this. The only thing is you'll have one hand doing this, and then the other with the gun. But if you're just testing it out, just want to see it, you know, go ahead, just whatever. So, anyways, get yourself some leather gloves, so that way you don't burn yourself or get burned. Protect yourself, and wear a welding helmet, or use this face shield, helmet, whatever this thing is. So there you go. We got that set up. Here. Oh yeah. Okay. This is part of the other. This kind of, you probably want to put this on right away. It's the handle part on top of here, so that way you can handle this a little bit better. So let's see if I can move this in a way so we can all see it. There we go. So let me see how it's set up. Okay, so it looks like there are some. Here you go. There's some screws here that will, I believe, screw into the handle, and then this part seems like it just slips through right on in here. So let's see, yeah. So you see that? Let's see if you can see that. So you see these little slits here, and then the slits right here on each side of this. You see that? There's little slits here, and then slits over here as well. Well, that's basically where it's going to slide. So let's see if I can show you. Sorry if you couldn't see it. Apologize. There we go. See, it just slides in right, nice. And I believe you just literally it snaps into place. There we go. Snap out too. But and then we get the screws, which came in this bag, and we'll screw them in. And then voila, you got a handle. So and then you're left with a tip. Probably want to keep that. Since there's no gas coming out of this, I don't see a point in really having a tip on the nozzle on this. Its nozzle is there to push the shielding gas when you're not using any flux core for the MIG welder. So, hey, you got it. If you want to protect the tip a little bit, I guess that does help. Anyways, let's see what kind of Phillips. I just happen to have a Phillips right here. It's always good to have handy dandy Phillips around. And so there's the nut which goes on the bottom, and then there's this thing that I don't know if you can see that. So there's you got your screw, your nut, your washer. I'm not sure what this is, but I know it goes right underneath the, don't know what to call it, but it's basically used to put tension on the nut, so it just stays on like there. And if you're able to, if you can see it, anyways, you'll screw it. You guys can figure it out. I mean, jeez. Okay, so let's open this thing, and I believe if you just push this, there we go, and it there we go. So you push this and it opens, and then you should be able to, I believe the screw, sorry if this is all black, it'd be hard to see, but the screw should come out right here through this hole. So I don't know if you're able to see that, but hopefully you are. If you're not, I apologize. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just fit the hole, screw in the hole first. Since everything's black, it's hard to see. If you have magnetic tip screwdrivers, that's going to be helpful, so you can just move them right in there. There we go. Let's see if so we're going to wiggle it around a little bit, make sure it goes through. And it's not going through. What's up? Oh, okay. Well, that was really stupid, but that's cool. Anyways, okay, let's put that in there first, and let's see how far I get. Let's see if I could fit it in now. Okay. Problem is I gotta somehow slide that in there. Same time I'm doing this. There we go. Okay, it went down. Cool. Alright, got it to go down. And then probably need to put the washer. So here's how it's going to be the washer. So basically, okay, now that the screw's in there, I should be able to, okay. So basically it's going to be the washer, the spring, and then the nut. So let's at least attempt to get that on there. And I'm using gloves. You probably want to take your gloves off here, but no. Yeah, I'm going to take off my gloves. You're going to need some, sorry, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get injured. But, yeah, I can get my finger in there now, and I'll be able to open this all the way. There we go, so hopefully you're able to see that. The washer, the spring thing, okay, and then the nut. Okay. All right. For the most part, that should keep it in place. Let me get my tools here and make sure that it's in place, because after all, you're going to be hanging onto that thing, holding onto it. So you probably want to make sure that it's not going to drop on you if you take it somewhere. Okay, so what do I need? Okay. I need this side here. Let's get the smallest. Okay. Let's see if this works. No, could be a 10. Maybe a quarter. That's probably metric. Since everything's made, when something's made in the U.S. because it's a standard measured versus metric, So this is probably made in another country, most likely China. Everything comes out of China. I really believe they're using slave labor over there. Not that they're not using slave labor over here. When I mean slave labor, I mean specifically prison labor. So, but that's just an opinion. It's not a fact. I can't bring you any proof of that, really. But it just makes you wonder, how else can they afford such cheap products here? Supposedly, China's the next economic powerhouse, maybe a little bit larger. So, by the way, I don't know if you all know this, but there's prison labor here in the U.S. as well. We just pay them a little bit more. That's all. We pay them maybe the minimum wage, which isn't much, because no one really truly lives off the minimum wage. Jeez. But at least it's the minimum. So I guess you can't really call it slave labor, because they're getting a minimum amount of money. So, all right, there you go. Let's just put that in here and screw it from the top. It's going. And I just want to make sure it's on really good, because after all, this is what I'm going to be carrying this thing with, so it probably helps to have it on good and tight. Good and tight. A little German there. Alright, so from there I'm just going to turn it from here to get a little bit more torque out of it. Oh yeah. Because if I use the screws, it just will strip the damn thing. I'm going to put it on real tight because I want to, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to take it off. I'm very sure I'm not going to take it off. There we go. So I just got the holding the screw in place on the other side and using this to give me that extra tight fit. Okay, I don't want to really strip it out too much, but okay, just testing it out now. Okay, this thing, so I'm pushing onto it. So there we go. Okay, excellent. I'm going to leave that open now. Now before I callus my very soft hands, put the gloves back on. For all you handsome men out there, don't be afraid to use gloves, because if you have a handsome face, the ladies want soft hands to go along with that handsome face. Alright, so got the handle on. Here's the inside of it. This is where the spool goes. This is where the feeding mechanism is. Let's see. Let's move it out here a little bit more. Okay. So there you go. You got a little bit more info on that. I'll put this away. Back. Alright, now let's see what's next. Alright, there's tells you right here what you need to do. So if just in case, see manual of changing wire size or wire type. But you won't need to change the wire type. You may change the wire size, but you don't need to change the wire type, because since you have no gas, shielding gas, you're just going to be using flux core. So, real easy. And then that just gives you the diagram on how to do it. And then this is just a guide, but when you start welding, you really want to just go by the sound of your weld. Make sure you have a nice sizzle sound, sizzle of bacon. That's when you know you got a good feed and good power to it. With this particular model here, it's just you're just playing with the minimum and maximum, and then the wire speed, which controls also the amount of power that also correlated to the speed. And so it's not much to play with. You're not playing with a power dial and a speed dial, although in some cases that could be nice. You could fine tune it, but this is really simple, really inexpensive welder. Good for novice and beginners who just want to weld something. And when you weld something, even though it's not a very good weld, it's welded. So don't get embarrassed if it doesn't look that great. Mine didn't look that great in some cases. Most cases it still doesn't look that great. But you know what? I can't take it apart. There you go. So, all right. Let's put the spool on now, because we can't do anything without the spool. So there we go. All right. Okay. Give you some directions if you ever lose. Okay. And oh yeah, here, got this, the hammer and the wire brush. That comes with it as well. So hammer and wire brush comes with this. There you go. That's what the hammer and wire brush looks like. I haven't figured out what exactly this is for here. Maybe this is to scrape. Of course, this plastic is gonna melt. But who knows? Or I should say here, it's polypropylene. PP, polypropylene. That's what I'm assuming, or it could be something else. So that's okay. And all right, let's see what other good stuff we can do. We'll definitely test weld this thing. And let's do that at least, right? That's what you're all here for. Let's see if we can test weld. I'm just going to turn this thing upside down to get it out, which I'll gladly do. Come on, you son of a god. Well, at least it's in there really good. It's coming out. It's coming out. Yeah, that's right. Come on out. There we go. More styrofoam. Oh, that was a nice shot. Made it in. Alright, so here's the welding wire, I'm sorry. Self-shielding flux core. Alright. And I believe this is made for, yeah, they got the size in millimeters here. 0.8 millimeters. Which I'm assuming that equates to a 0.30 on the, on here. For the tip. I hope so. So, okay. So let's see what this thing looks like. Okay, there you go. Okay, 0.030. All right, 1 pound, 4-inch spool, wrapped really nicely. Okay, so we got that covered. Alright, so there it is. Now let's there we go. That was easy. Okay, so there it is. And then I'm hoping that's the starting wire. They just have it hooked there to make sure it doesn't unwind when we cut the tape on this thing. So you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. Let's just slowly, gently cut this tape here. I'll put my hand on it so just in case it doesn't unwind on me. Make sure it doesn't unwind. Okay. Okay, so I was right. So, alright, good. So you got the, so there it is, right here. This point. And, so, I guess we'll take this wire, and it's kind of bent, so you probably want to get something to snip it, to feed it in. So let's read the directions how they want it. They want it like this, so the label goes up on top, and this will be turning around like this, turning this way, feeding into it. So let's take a look at this diagram here. So this, and by the way, when you do this, you probably just want to just barely have enough just to put it on because don't lose a spring. So there's a spring right here. Probably don't want to lose that. When you get to the end of the spool here, it gets really wound up. Okay, there you go. So there you see the wire. The wire is right here, and you want it to be spinning this way. So we got it to go spin this way, and then it's going to feed in to there, just like the diagram says right here. Okay. When you get to the end of the spool here, it gets really tight, and then any pressure you put on this thing, it just prevents the wire from coming out. So that spring is on there pretty good. Oops. Got that right. So you just want to just put enough where it just, or you just maybe in some cases just leave it loose, like kind of like this. Especially when you get to the end of your wire spool, because it just moves on you, or it stops the flow. I noticed it's just so bound up right there. So there you go. Let me see how. Okay. I'm just seeing how freely it moves. So okay. So there's a wire wheel, and so let's get the. You can get I don't know if you got some pliers, something to cut that wire, because the way it is now, it's just not gonna go in there. So let's first of all let's take it out and let's feed it in. First of all, let's go ahead and just get this thing ready and open. So here you go. I'm going to loosen the knob and then open this thing. Oh, you probably don't want to loosen too much. There's a spring. It's probably already loose. Okay. There we go. Oh. It's not a big deal. There's a spring on here that you probably don't want to be. There we go. Okay, so it's already loose. There's a spring in here, so you don't want to see it like that. Crap. So it's already loose. You just don't want to get it too loose, so there's a spring in there and it comes out, and this cap basically covers this piece here, and just don't want it to be too loose. So you should be able to just, okay, there we go. Alright, so you open that to release it, and then voila, this opens out, and I believe this I believe it's already set to 0.30, and there's two grooves, if you can see that there. I believe this top one is 0.30 and then the bottom is 0.35. So you unloosen this and flip it over, and they're grooved because well, they're just gotta feed the wire. That's gripping the wire there. So that's what that is there. So there's two grooves, one for a different size. The wire it also will accept 0.35, 0.035 I should say. So you could leave that one alone, and then this just is the wheel to put the tension onto the groove. And then once you do that, just go ahead and feed it through. So, okay. So now you got that ready. Let's take this and let's just extend it out so that so there's no snags. We'll just extend it out. So when we feed it through, it will be fed through. In fact, I'll just put a little. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So when I feed it, it'll just feed through really nice and easy, and then won't be any problems with it. So all right, here we go. Wish me luck here. So I'm gonna now take the wire and then take it out of the spool. There we go. So let's cut it. Hopefully you're seeing this. Okay. Take that piece, just move it out of the way. And then now I'm gonna feed it, and then hold on to the spools, so just in case it doesn't pop out anywhere, or if you lose your grip on the wire, you're able to you know, still be able to. There we go. Yeah, it's still feeding through. Good. Now you should be able to see it. You should be able to see the wire go through. There you go. So the wire has gone through. If you could see that, it's right here. If you can see that or not. And then you got to make sure it goes through that little hole as well. So just guide it through. If you got some needle nose, that might help. Let me see if I try the needle nose here or this tool. No, it's gonna be a little bit harder than I thought, but that's all right. Let me see here. Just poke at it until you can get it down in there. It might help if you had a needle nose because it's really small. I might have to take my gloves off. This may be an instance where I just have to take my gloves off in order to just feed it right through here. There you go. Okay, got it going in. Alright, so let's feed it in. Alright, make sure that's tight on there. So I got it in, and so let's put this in, put some pressure on it, hold on to this though, and close this up. There we go. And I'm going to proceed to tighten this up. Alright, so let's just make sure it's tight, that way it feeds, it's feeding it, and so voila, it's done. Alright, so let's plug it in and see if it feeds through. Alright, so let's get the plug. Excellent, plug's right here. And I happen to have an outlet right here. Okay, so alright. So let's turn it on. See if it works. I'll take you out here just to give you a better view. Let's turn it on. Excuse me. Okay, it's humming. The fan's going. There you can kind of see the fan. The fan's going. Good. So it's working. So let's grab the gun, and while I grab the gun, here, let's have a look and see if it feeds through. See that? Okay, so it's feeding through, which is good. So now that you know it's feeding through, let's take the wire for the gun, and let's just go ahead and extend it out until it comes out of tip. Now, before you do that, let's take the tip off. So remember that. So I just wanted to show you that it's working. Excellent. We'll leave the welder on, and then the tip part. Okay. So the tip part, let's take the nozzle, and then this we got to take off, and let's see what I can do about that. If you got some kind of pliers or something, that's great, but this is what I use here. If you got something like this, it doesn't have to be this big, but if you got a welding pliers, you probably have something that'll fit in there. I just don't want to. I don't want to strip it, but you see how it's kind of has these flat slots on each side. So there we go. There we go. Just loosened it enough, so just don't want to strip it. You know, I just got this thing. So, okay, so you want to, alright, there it is. So once you do that, the hole's a little bit bigger. That's what it looks like on the other side here. Don't know if you can see that here. Move it around. And so that's what this looks like. And there you go. So you should be able to feed this through. So once you do that, let's go on to the other side. And you want it to be straight, so it comes out straight. Just make sure you read the directions that way, so that it's straight. And then the wire should be coming out of here. So let's keep an eye on this wire. So I'm having a go. I see that it's turning over there. It's not jamming, hopefully. It's coming out. I can kind of feel something pushing along. Oh, there it is. There's the wire. Voila. Hopefully you saw that. So now we got the wire out. We can take this, and now while the wire is still out, you want to put the tip in. So that makes it really easy. There you go. See, try to do it into a lighter background. There you go. Just put the tip in. There you go. The tip is now in. Yeah, hopefully you're seeing that. And I just have to screw it on. and just make sure it's on really tight. Just good enough just to not try to strip it. Just enough to, you know. There you go. Just to make sure it doesn't come off. That's all. Voila, there you go. Put the nozzle back on. So we're gonna go ahead and put the nozzle back on here, and then voila, you are good to go on this thing. And see if it's sticking out a little bit, just cut it off. There you go. So now you got your flux core wiring here, ready to go. See, let's just test it one more time. There you go. See, it came out.